Good morning. Hope you all are fit and fine. As you all already know what is a sentence, today we are going to learn something more about sentences. So, come on children, let us revise the definition of a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. The words in a sentence are placed in their proper order to make complete sense. A sentence always begins with a capital letter. A sentence has usually a full stop or a question mark at the end. Okay, let us see. Here there are two examples of sentences. Look at the first one. A car has four wheels. Here, the sentence begins with a capital letter, ends with the full stop, and the words are arranged in a proper order to make a complete sense. Same is the thing with the second example. He is my brother. Here also, the sentence begins with a capital letter, ends with the full stop, and the words are arranged in a proper order to make a complete sense. We are going to study about parts of a sentence. A sentence can be divided into two parts, that is, subject and predicate. So what is a subject? The subject is the person or thing that we are talking about. The predicate is the part that gives us more information about the subject. Now, let us take an example over here. My mother cooks the food. My mother is the subject over here because we are talking about my mother. Cooks the food is predicate over here because it is telling more about the subject, that is my mother. When you ask a question, who cooks the food? What answer you get? You get the answer, my mother. So, my mother is the doer and hence she is the subject. And what she is doing? What action she is performing? She cooks the food. So, cooks the food is the predicate. You must be thinking about how to find the subject. So just don't worry, children. Read the sentence carefully and ask to yourself who or what the sentence is about. And your answer is the subject. It is usually a noun or a pronoun. It can be at the beginning of a sentence or before the verb. That is, the action being done. Just use these simple tips and I am sure you will be able to find out the subject. Now, it's time to apply what we have learned. So, I have a set of sentences for you and you have to find out subject in each and every sentence. Look at the first example. Reena is happy. When I ask the question who is happy, I get the answer Reena. So Reena is my subject. Snow will fall here. What are we talking about in this sentence? We are talking about snow, isn't it? So snow will be your subject. The sun is shining. What are we talking about? We are talking about the sun. The sun is the subject. Most of the children like to play. Who are we talking about here? I am sure your answer will be children. By looking at the sentence, you all will feel children, isn't it? But just read it once again. Most of the children like to play. So, who likes to play? Most of the children, isn't it? So, most of the children will be your subject. Now, I am sure you will be able to identify the subject very easily, isn't it? On to the next part. Now, let us see how to find the predicate. It is really simple. Just ask the sentence this question. What is the subject doing? And the answer will be the predicate. Find the action or the verb in a sentence because predicate begins with that. It usually comes after the subject. So even if you have marked the subject, the rest of the portion will be your predicate. Now children, let us identify the predicate in the following sentences. Reena is happy. As discussed earlier, here the subject is Reena. So, what about Reena is happy? She is happy. So, is happy will be your predicate. Second one, snow will fall here. What about snow? Will fall here. So, will fall here will be your predicate. The third one, the sun is shining. What about the sun? It's shining. So, is shining will be your predicate. Most of the children like to play. As we have discussed earlier, here the subject is most of the children. So, what about most of the children? They like to play. So, they like to play. Here, like to play will be your predicate. I know children, you all will watch this video carefully and follow the tips about how to find the subject and predicate. So with this, I end my today's session. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.